withstood all of this?
Well, you're asking both about philosophy and about religion when you bring in faith and this on Easter weekend. I think that in my university, I can only speak mostly about my immediate context. I mean, we've had a very concerted effort to both protect our community and to allow a certain amount of in-person contact between faculty and students, for instance, and between students and other students, but under fairly strict rules. It's true, when I actually spoke to you a year ago, I wouldn't have quite thought that I'd be speaking under very similar circumstances again this year. It's been a long process, but I think the fact that we're now getting vaccinations, I actually received my second vaccine shot on Friday, has really opened up hope that eventually we will return to something more like life before the pandemic. I don't think it will ever be precisely the same, but it's been a long and trying period for many reasons. In this country, especially given the political situation, the social unrest that we saw last summer, the underlying causes of that. So the pandemic has really sort of dominated everything, but I think we need to remember all the other issues that need to be dealt with in the country and in the world. And for that reason, if nothing else, I think it's important for us to be able to get back to a situation where we're not just focused on the pandemic.
Well, this pandemic has been deadly and trying for thousands of families. Ludwig Wittgenstein, who I know you've written about, he wrote, "Perhaps the nearness of death will bring me the light of life." There is suffering in faith in the context of the amount of death that people have seen around them this year. And Easter sort of really highlights, we spoke about this last year, the connection between suffering and suffering with God, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. And also, though, Easter is about overcoming suffering and hope, new hope. And I think this year, again, with the fact that we're vaccinating so many people in this country, there is a sense of new hope, even as you mentioned, even though there's the danger of rushing forward too quickly and then facing further waves of the pandemic. I mean, at this point, I think 100 million people have gotten a vaccine in the United States out of a population, at least one shot, out of a population of 330 million or so. So it's moving very quickly. And when we reach a certain level, then we will be able, my university, for instance, has already announced that they intend to go back to, so to speak, normal operation in the fall, with students returning to campus in full numbers and taking part in classes. I don't know exactly, as I said, nothing's going to go back to normal exactly as it was before. So we'll still probably be wearing masks and practicing certain things that we wouldn't have done before. But there is the hope that things will kind of come back to life, which is sort of what Easter's about. The return of life.
Indeed. Michael Kremer from the